Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. A little bit more Wild Fern anniversary hopeful goodness in the form of their Magnolia. This be a double IPA coming at 8% alcohol by volume. And this is actually a collaboration between Wild Fern for their anniversary, their 1 year anniversary, and two of my favorite breweries going in New Jersey, very young breweries in their own right, and Oakflower and Autodidact Brewing. So there's a three-way collab. Kind of makes sense that they would do a collab. It just does because they're, like I said, I mean, we're talking about all three of those breweries are just the past couple of years they've opened. So yeah. Anyway, um, nothing else other than this was can I watched this get crowlered before me. I got their opening for their anniversary party. So, um, it's Crowled Fresh. And you're talking about 8% hazy. Let's do it to it. Yeah, that looks like world class haze. I mean, it doesn't have that super turbidity that some people really strive for, but for me, that looks really close to what I want all my hazy doubles to look like. Something that's going to have a lush, dense mouthfeel without being overly chalky, overly full, overly super dense. I enjoy those things. I'm not saying I don't, but it's 8% hazy. I like them to be a little bit drinkable. I want it to go down easy, especially when you have a whole crowler of it. So yeah, uh, over at index finger, you can already see kind of soapy edge, kind of dense foamy edge, kind of head to it with this kind of little pillowy top to it. So look at all the parts of what you would like in a big old hazy. Give it a whirl. Give it a nose. That smells good. To me, it does run the gamut between all the bits and pieces. I could talk about pineapple, yes. I could talk about citrus, yes. Knee jerk, I want to lean more stone fruity on this one, but I think they're all well represented. If we're going to go anything, we're not going to go 33, 33, 33 would probably be 40, 20, or, what, yeah, 40, 20, 20. No, math doesn't work there. 40, 30, 30. There you go. That's called math with an F. But it just has this kind of I was going to say run the jewels. I don't even know what music that band makes. I don't know how to say that. Losing the voice. Horse. Anyway, it's running the gamut between all of those. So it has this rich fruitiness, not like candy, not like hard candy or anything like that, but not necessarily like fresh squeeze. It's a little Jamba Juicy, a little Orange Julius. Again, not like lactose here or anything along those lines, but it has a little bit of. I don't want to go like Sunny D, but if you had like an organic, free trade, freshly squeezed, freshly made, no preservative Sunny D version, let's go with that one. Okay, so it smells the part. It smells the part. Let's see if they actually taste the part. Cheers, y'all. That's very explosive, flavor wise. I swear to God, I got a little bit of something up in that piece. Yeah, it has this little confectionery without having lactose. I'm sure probably some heavy oat addition, something along those lines. It has this little bit of that confectionery kind of vibe to it. And again, it's almost a little bit more blurred on the taste than it actually is on the nose. I was talking about, we're going to do this, 40, 30, 30 thing, or that, yeah, math adds up that time. This is almost equal parts now. We're going to go back to the 33 and a third of a stone fruit, of a citrus, and of a tropical fruitiness. There's that bittering here. It's more utilitarian than anything else. I'm trying to dig a little bit out of it. I don't say it as a negative by any stretch. That's really good. Really good. The only nitpick I would give here is probably the mouth feels just. mm, It's not thin by any stretch of imagination, but if you were to beef up that mouthfeel just a skosh, I think it's like S tier, world class, absolutely bonkers level stuff. But again, I think at this point I'm really nitpicking, and it's hard to judge crowlers. Especially hazy growlers. Even though this growler in front of me it was 7, 8 hours ago. Even that little bit of negative oxygen can play on a beer and have it be a little bit different. But as it stands, that's good stuff, man. Bursting, it seems, with fruit flavor, has a nice bitterness up, balance off what is a little bit of purposeful and meaningful and should be there residual sweetness. Mouth feels nice, nothing to write home about, not thin by any stretch, perfect well, it's a little beefier, and then you're done. It weighs on your palate, not heavily, but lets you know you're drinking something of substance. This is really good double IPA, man. And you know me, I am team low ABV. When I get to these 8% doubles, I'm like, it tastes good, but I can get this at, you know, 5.5 or 6. I don't think you can get the flavor profile you're getting from this at that low ABV. The mouthfeel is the only thing, like, again, that I think you can get at that low ABV, or I think you get more often at that low ABV, because it's really hard when you get lower and lower ABV to really bring across a beautiful mouthfeel like that. But as far as the impact and the flavor and how this beer is showing and how it's weighing on my palate, and the way, I shouldn't say way, the way it's expressing itself on my palate, it comes off as double IPA through and through. And I know that sounds like no shit Sherlock stuff. Like, oh, of course it's double IPA and it drinks like double IPA. You'd be so surprised how many breweries don't get that, right? Their triples drink like doubles, their doubles drink like singles, their singles drink like pale ales. And while a lot of people dig on that, I'm team opposite here. I want my singles to drink like doubles, my doubles to drink like triples, and this is absolutely drinking all the part of a big beefy double. Um, yeah, yeah, and a cool fruit combination too, because, like, it's been a lot of tropical fruit, a lot of citrus, and that's kind of the a bulk of what gets done nowadays. But to have that stone fruit really show through in the aromatics and then really hold up in the taste, and then but not get lost. Like, everything's singularly there in a good way. I talk a lot about cohesiveness in beer. This, you're getting that citrus, you're getting that stone fruit, you're getting that tropical fruit, and they're all there. It's not like a ultra medley to where they all get washed out together. I feel like you're getting them all in a singular fashion, and I dig on that. I dig on that quite a bit. Hmm. Yeah, fantastic. Like I said, the nitpicks on this would be mouthfeel, but outside of that, this is absolutely fantastic stuff. Yeah, and I'm glad I went. Glad I went down today. It's been a while since I've actually gone to a brewery and hung, especially for an event, like an anniversary, like Wild Fern had. And sit there and chat up people, meet a couple new people I've never met before, bump into a couple people that watch the channel, all that kind of fun stuff. It was a very fun afternoon. I'm glad I did it. Should do it. Anyway, so let's talk about it. Is this one of the better hazy double IPAs I've had as fleet? Yes. Mount Rushmore status. It's so close. I think there are 4 hazy double IPAs I've had over the past few months that I would put ahead of this. Truth be told. But that's no fault of this beer not to get on there. It's more that I've had some that have really done me proper. And the competition's so stiff out there, but it's absolutely worthy 100%. Value and availability, I think, say 18 for a growler. Haze like this, small brewery, 1 year anniversary, very, very tiny, but epic beers. Yeah, I'm okay with it. And leave you with, if you like, well, we like this. If you like hazy double IPAs, if you're a New England style hazy fan, you're not afraid of bitterness and you just like your hazies in general, I don't think you get upset at this by any stretch. Do you say, I wish it was this, I wish it was that? Maybe. But for what it is, and the fact that it's a three-way collab of all the up and coming young guns, let's say, in the New Jersey brewery scene is very, very cool. So if you dig on good beer from good people and you like hazies, you'll like this. There you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. Massive Beers if you want to check me out in the social media stuff. Beer Massive podcasting stuff. Wildfire, have you been to the brewery? Have you had their beers? Have you had this beer? Let's talk about it down there. And not to mention Autodidact and Oakflower. Let's talk about them all. Leave the comments below. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, you're enjoying a little bit of local haze right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.